Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog Hockey, joined by head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Great to be here, Rob. Thank you.
This past weekend, after a couple of competitive non-conference weekends, got into CCHA play, and you knew the competition was going to step up. Certainly did this past weekend.
It did, and interesting. Same results as the non-conference. We split this weekend, won Friday, lost on Saturday, but it was two very close games. We pulled out the win on Friday in overtime. The second night, we were down 2. They scored a late goal on an empty net, but both games were highly competitive and good hockey.
Obviously taking on St. Thomas, and as we go to the highlights, a team that's been much improved here in kind of their second year of Division I hockey in the CCHA.
Yeah, they are much improved, and we knew that coming in. We had seen the video of them playing against Penn State the weekend before, knew they were a very good team, and had an inkling that they were going to be hard to play against. So they jump out to a 1-0 lead here on Friday night. Didn't think that was a great period for us. I thought as the game went on, we got stronger and stronger, but early on, I didn't think we started off very well. Here we're shorthanded, and Cade Kowalski scores a beautiful shorthanded, his first of the year, his first goal of the year. But just, I think we'll have a second look at it, but just a real goal scorer shot.
Obviously a big goal here to tie the game back up, and then you get a really big goal right at the end of the second period.
Yeah, it is. We get it on the power play, and you know, right before, when you can score a goal like at the end of a period, here you see it go in with Branchow getting the goal. But now, regrettably, Branchow got hurt later in the game and missed the second night, and we missed him too. He's our leading power play point getter.
Obviously, you had a 2-1 lead in the third, but St. Thomas battled back, found a way to tie it back up here in this third period.
Yeah. Here, Evanow gets stripped of the puck, and really a great individual effort. Evanow had his man tied up, but the guy really was able to stick with it and score. But that was by Ernst. It was quite a goal for him, because you'll see here, he's really tied up. Our defenseman's doing what he's supposed to, but guy gets his stick on it and knocks it in to tie it up, and we're going to end up going into overtime.
Obviously, in overtime, you get some early pressure and get a big goal from Connor McGrath, a freshman that's been playing well for you.
Really well. I mean, he's a very talented player, and he now leads our team in goal scoring as a freshman. He's leading our team in goal scoring, and this is great. A 2-on-1, picks the short side. He'll get a goal the following night, same type of goal. He just knows how to finish. He's got the skills around the net. He's got a high hockey IQ, and I think the future is very bright for Connor.
How much of a lift does that give your team, obviously winning that game in overtime rather than having finished maybe in a tie?
Yeah, no, it's huge for us, and it goes down as a win. If we had pulled it out with a shootout, that goes down as a tie. So it was big to win this and win it in overtime.
Obviously, as we go to the highlights of Saturday's game, you knew St. Thomas was going to come back, and they certainly did. Got some early pressure in that first period with a couple goals.
Yeah, they did, and I was really disappointed in our team, because the night before we had taken more penalties than I want to see, and going into this game, we talked about how important it was that we held them off the board on the power play Friday night. But I told the guys we're not going to be able to keep them off the board if we keep taking penalties, and sure enough, they get 3 power play goals this game. We took too many penalties. I actually thought our second period on Saturday night was our best period of the weekend, though. We really carried the play. Here you see us get our own power play goal, but we really carried the play. We outshot them tremendously in this period, and it was ironically the only period of the 6 periods in overtime that we played this weekend where we didn't take a penalty.
Obviously, you cut it 2-1, but they come back, get a big goal here to make it a 2-goal game again. Your kids, though, didn't quit. We'll find a way to cut it back to 1 here before the end of the second.
Yep. Now we're back on the power play ourselves, and this is, again, I mentioned Connor McGrath, though. It's an unbelievable shot, and we're going to see this again in slow motion, and he picks the top corner short side. I mean, there's no way the goalie even anticipates him to shoot. It was just really a great goal. And I'm sure the goalie feels like, well, I should have had that, but the thing is, he looked him off really well and placed that puck perfectly over his left shoulder.
You mentioned that second period had a big edge in total shots. Finished with a big edge here in total shots for this game.
Yeah, we outshot them 2-1 in territorial. We checked a lot of boxes in our 5-on-5 hockey, but we didn't check. The one thing we didn't want to do is be on the penalty kill a lot, and because we had to kill so much on Friday night, to turn around and kill that much, we're overusing our penalty killers, and they're going to get tired. And you can only block so many shots, and you can only play in your own end so much. And when we're playing so well 5-on-5, if we could have avoided the penalties, we could have gotten the sweep. And that's a sign that we're not a mature team yet. We got to get there. We discussed it today in practice, and we'll work on it. But we cannot be given. The funny thing is, going into this weekend, we had been very good in terms of, I think, we were one of the least penalized teams in our league, and now we come out and I think we're the most penalized, just given all the minutes we took this past weekend.
Obviously, this week, longest road trip of the season as you travel to Bemidji State, and another good team that you'll face on the road here this coming weekend.
I think they're a really underrated team. When I say underrated, not by us and not by our members of our conference, but I think nationally, they are a good team. They're well coached. They've got balanced scoring, tremendous penalty kill, and we've been scoring a lot of goals in the power play, so it'll be an interesting matchup between the two. But once again, you look at these, and I see two very close games coming out of the weekend, very close. So when winning comes down to such minor things, and it does, it's all the little things that go into it when you just can't afford to take the penalties that we took this weekend and be successful.
Obviously, a long road trip. Maybe talk about how your guys handle that trip as they get ready to play Bemidji State on Friday night.
Sure. I think one of the important things, being on the bus, you can really get dried out, if you will. You can start becoming dehydrated, really. So we have tons of water on the bus. We encourage the guys to drink a lot of fluid. We'll get there late Wednesday night. We'll have all day there Thursday to practice and get ourselves kind of, our bodies off the 15-hour bus ride, because it's a long way. And then we'll be ready to play Friday and Saturday. So the key, though, I think, is pumping as much water into your body as you can so that we don't cramp up Friday or Saturday night.
Finally here, after that trip to Bemidji, you come back home, face Mercyhurst in an exhibition game, and a lot going on in conjunction with Veterans Day as well on November the 12th.
Yeah, that's terrific. I'm glad we're doing a Veterans game salute. I think that's terrific. I have a daughter that's in the Navy, so near and dear to my own heart. And then the exhibition game, Mercyhurst, I like it. It's a new rule that went into place during COVID, that you could play another NCAA team in an exhibition game. It used to be you could only play like a Canadian university, but now you can play anybody. And I think it's great. It's going to give us a chance to rest some guys, but also get some other guys some game action, and a game that will not end up on a record, but we can get some important work done and have a game that's meaningful to our players that get in there. And we'll be able to stretch, give some ice time to some guys that may not see some big roles during the games right now. Give us a look at them. Maybe we're missing somebody that should be in the lineup.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Best luck and safe travels out to Bemidji this weekend.
Thank you, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.